Hey, what's up YouTube, Pallav here. We have the brand new very beautiful Samsung Galaxy S8 that's kind of the flagship to Canon this year. Now we already did an unboxing of this device. We had a first look at this device on a separate video. In this particular video I'm going to do a full review and we'll tell you whether actually this device, which is very costly, flagship price, deserves your time and money. So I did the unboxing. I'm not going to show you that thing again. We'll straight away get to the hardware, and that's where the biggest difference is. So the USP of this device is this, what Samsung calls infinity screen. So it's a 5.8 inch screen. You see this whole thing is screen, and then the home buttons and all are gone. So even though the home button is actually not here, you can tap it, and if you hold it long enough it will give a hardware button like feedback. But even otherwise, when you go here you can see the home button out here. So tapping here also would do, but even if this button is not showing, let's say in case of some full screen view like games, and maybe you're watching or maybe you're looking at a photo in a full screen view, even then you can actually have it or press it long enough and it will act like a hardware home button. It's a gorgeous screen. By default the resolution comes at full HD, but you can decrease that to HD or increase that to 2K. Actually it's more than 2K because the aspect ratio is very different. It's not 16:9 anymore, it's more like 18:10 aspect ratio, and both side is glass and protected by Gorilla Glass 5, although I suspect that it would get tiny scratches over a period of time. But this black color looks gorgeous, and I would say the black color actually looks the best. So apart from the screen, on top you have the 8MP front camera, and for the first time Samsung has an autofocus front camera, and then your sensors and some of the other stuff. No flash there. That's one of my grudges. A flagship does not have a flash on front, is like bullshit. And then you have almost the same camera as the S7 with a better algorithm, a 12MP camera with a 1/2.5 inch pixel size, or sensor size, sorry, and pixel size is relatively big in this one. Also the maximum aperture is 1.7, which is good. And then your LED flash, and then the much infamous fingerprint sensor. A lot of people say that it's very hard to get to the fingerprint sensor. I don't agree. I have one of the smallest hands maybe, but then when I hold this, first of all, holding this is very easy despite of being a 5.8 inch screen, mainly because it's like a very long device and much narrow device. So it's nice to hold, and here I can actually reach this pretty comfortably because I'm almost always holding it like this, and then reaching is good. But what actually irks me, and some people are right at this front, that it leaves some smudges over the camera. Yeah. So camera lens might get dirty at times, and that might affect your photos if you haven't cleaned it frequently enough. But I don't use that much anyway. So what I did is I thought the iris scanner would do a good job, but iris scanner has become the most irritating thing actually here. Now I'll show that to you. Okay, now it's really a hit and miss case, and specifically if you wear glasses and you have registered the iris scanner without glass, then it becomes very difficult. Even without glass, when you see it, so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This time it worked, fortunately, but maybe this time it won't. This time also it worked. So it hit and miss kind of, but those glasses and non-glasses cases become really tough. Now it's also not called Edge because both the 8 and S8 and S8 Plus models have this Edge screen. So you have typical S7 like edge screens over here, where you can have people edges and smart select and apps edge and whatnot. You can also customize this edge screen and in the settings. So that's the beautiful screen, and it has a brand new Samsung UI. You no longer have to press a menu button here, just drag it up or down to get to the app drawer, and here you can long press to do various things. Those pretty much remains the same, and then a notification bar out there. Yeah, you also have some other things like auto brightness and show control on top, and then things work a little differently Around here you can go to straight away, go to settings, and then about phone. Now this guy is powered by this particular India model is powered by Exynos 8895 chipset, but then in some market it's also powered by the Snapdragon 835. Now the 835 supports QC, that's quick charging 3.0. I don't know whether this one supports that, but the power brick that you get with the box is is the identical one like the one on the Galaxy S6 or S7, 2 ampere one, and that supports QC 2.0 only. You can go here to see some of the other settings. I can go here and then we can check out the storage. So this one also comes with 4 GB RAM and 64 GB storage. So out of 64 GB I have used 19.4 GB around. And as far as memory is concerned, I've been using this thoroughly over a few days, so it's kind of cleaning those, and then I'll tell you what it is. So about 1.9 GB or available space. You can see 1.5 GB out of 4 GB. So yeah, a lot of RAM is used in background apps and background services, but that's always been the case with all Samsung device. Coming to Bixby, which is Samsung's own you can say artificial intelligence app, much like the Google Assistant. I don't see it much different from the Google Assistant really. You can still go to Google Assistant just by long press here, and that's your Google Assistant anyway. So Bixby you can go by here, or you can simply press this also on here. This also works on a lock screen, but not while there, see, but not if your lock screen is protected by a pin or something. Alright, now those are some of the apps that come with this phone. You have the Samsung apps, some Microsoft app, some system tools, and some third-party apps as well. Yeah, those are my testing apps. Yeah, you also have the widgets and all, various widgets, wallpapers and themes also this time. Let's check out the camera. So that's a 12 MP back camera, and here also Bixby comes. This thing is called Bixby Vision. What it does is that it's trying to recognize a subject and image, and it's going to give you some similar image, not so similar though, but at least it's recognizing that this is doll, and it's giving you some Pinterest images. In supported markets it can also give you Amazon link so that you can buy the same. Now coming back to the camera, it's a very fast camera, and the back camera is not much different from what's on the S7 Edge, but then Samsung says that they have improved the algorithm just a tad bit. There are few things like this skin tone, and then there is stickers and all. I forgot whether they were on the S7, but I don't think so they were on the S7. And then you can also start taking video right with those. And then you also have the HDR mode. Of course, you have a floating second shutter button, and then your flash, and then that's the front camera. Yeah, now good thing about this front camera is it's very bright, plus now it is autofocus. Yeah, quite good, and it's very detailed and bright. I love this front camera, and it also records at 2K. The back camera also records at UHD. They see more than 2K, but the front camera also recorded 2K. That's good. You have tracking focus, you have optical image stabilization, plus you also have the dual pixel autofocus system that came with the S7. You also can go to the Pro mode and customize these various stuffs. So we've tested the image and video samples of this phone, and they are amazing like the S7 Edge. But what I've really liked is that this time the front camera also does perform a very good, although not as good as the back camera though. The autofocusing is brilliant from the back camera thanks to that dual pixel autofocus system. The details are great, and under enough light also it checks the noise level to a very good up to a very good ISO level, and the color are slightly oversaturated when you actually compare them to someone like Pixel. but still I would take that, because I do not want to process them even further. I probably would want to straight away upload them to social media. If you do want to process them further, then probably that oversaturation will ache you a bit. The videos are very sharp, not only on the center, even towards the side also. On the low light also we do not see much noise. So overall, the camera is again one of the best. It's always been with all the flagship Galaxy S devices, but I think the Pixel still stands just above this one, mainly in the case of the HDR feature, and also in the case of bringing out more detail from the shadows.
Staying up, I'm wilding out, I'm leaning in, I'm leaning in. Pushing off my sneakers to the ground, I do not jump, I move the earth down. Bear witness to the genius of my sound. Born at the bottom, but now I'm top down. Look, I'ma call it like.
I love the sound output via the speakers. Plus I love the bass and treble also. Plus I also love the way the edge screen lights up here. The blue, and it gives a nice view. But I also would have liked if it was like, you know, glowing even while the phone was in sleep. That would have given that very nice psychedelic effect. That was not to be. Also, it is supplied with AKG tuned Samsung earphones, which are damn good, but only for those people who love soundstage that's very, very neutral. For the bass lovers, are totally a waste. Gift it to someone else. I love the way the video extends to the edge screen totally, because I have actually configured in a way that it fills the whole screen. Now, a lot of people have told me or have reviewed that kind of cuts the top and bottom part of this video. It does, but the 16:9 typical movie videos always come with black bars on top and bottom, so that part mostly gets cropped. And at least in this, and in case of this video, I did not lose any of the actual screen, because only those bars got cut. But if you're looking at let's say some personal video, then that case could happen. Having said that, the voice and the surround sound is brilliant.
From the universe?
But make sure you do not cover this audio here while playing game or watching video, which means that the audio is one of the best in this class. We did all the benchmarking we could, and as expected, this one is one of the top devices seen Antutu, just under iPhone 7 Plus, which is incidentally a last year device, by the way. And then in case of 3D Mark 3228, in case of PC Mark 5176, again towards the top, Geekbench again towards the top, see 1989 in fact on the top, and much more than the Note 7. Yeah, you see. And then also base mark OS 2 3217, 3217 S8 in the second, and 43606 again on the top. So the Exynos 8895 chipset does a very good job. I don't know how it would fare against the Snapdragon 835, but they should stay pretty close. The 3000 mAh battery on the S8 fares decent. We got about 8 hours 15 minutes of heavy usage, I would say screen on time, as measured by PC Mark. 8 hours 15 minutes means that it would take you through the whole business day, but you might have to charge it every night if you use it heavily. We played some very demanding game on the S8 like Asphalt 8 or Modern Combat 5 or Godfire, and it could play all of this perfectly without breaking a sweat. So then guys, that's around the end of our full review of the brand new Samsung Galaxy S8. Some of the good things about this, the best thing is actually the screen. It's gorgeous. It's infinity screen. It's like almost the whole phone is screen. It's a real experience that where the edge screen comes by default. And also the fact that you can customize the resolution on this HD, full HD till 2K actually varies the battery life greatly. And if you do not like so much higher resolution, you can actually reduce the resolution If you go to HD, that might defeat the purpose a bit, but full HD is perfect, and that's how I've used this device all this while. I did not need a 2K device. The camera is again one of the best. The audio is also one of the best. The look and feel is also great. What's not so good is it's a two-way sword, this big display, and I've seen many videos, you also must have seen many videos of these parts breaking very easily. This also makes the device very vulnerable. This is not the device I want to take with me on a travel, on a hiking, anything less than a luxurious travel where this might get hit by anything. This might get dropped, although if it drops in the water, it has an IP68 certification, so it might survive a very shallow water, but not a drop on any hard surface. That's one thing, because it's glass both on the front as well as on the back. The earphones, supplied earphones, AKG, are very good, but not for the bass lovers. Another thing is that the camera I have, the back camera is not much from the S7, as you need to buy the S7 or S7S. For the back camera, it remains the same. However, they have improved the front camera, so that's a good part, but not something that you would pay so much for. Yeah, so that's it. So overall, yeah, this is still one of the best devices in the market right now, one of the most good looking devices in the market right now. But unlike the previous flagship like the S7 or the Note 7 before it blew up, and the S6 and the Note 5, it wasn't the best in the market when it was launched. So this one, when it was launched, there are devices which quickly proved to be slightly better in various aspects. For example, the pixel was still better in case of camera, and now they say the X Mark camera better than this one. The LG G6 already was there with an infinity kind of a screen like this one. So yeah, still if you're a Samsung fan, or if you like one of the best devices, you can still go for it. But then it's not the best in the market in individual departments, and specifically at the price point of 56,000 for the S8. Yeah, it's ridiculously expensive. If you like this video, please hit the like button, ask anything related to this, and we'll try to answer them all. And please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button to get a notification whenever we publish any new video. Till the next one, guys, ciao.